I never actually studied art. I ended up studying physiology and biochemistry, but I always loved art. My maternal grandmother from England, she was an artist, so I'm sure that had played a great influence on me. And it wasn't until after my children were more or less grown that I started to take art classes, starting with Miami-Dade Community College, and then I took classes at Fairchild Tropical Botanic Gardens. I thought, this is my niche. And I also joined a group called the Tropical Botanic Artists, and that was lovely. It was like-minded people who enjoyed painting plants. I grew up in Nassau, Bahamas. We lived in the countryside, so we were surrounded by plants all the time. But as a child, I can't really say I took much attention to these plants. It wasn't until when I was around 6 or 7 and I had to do a school project titled The Plants of the Bahamas. And then I remember my mother driving me all over the island, collecting little clippings of plants from people's gardens. And we had to press them, put them in a book, and label them. And in the labeling, I was quite taken with some of the fanciful names. Things like 5-Man Strength, Chicken Toe, Match Me If You Can, Woman's Tongue, magical names. So that gave me a hint as to the importance or the magic that could be found in these plants. When I decide I'm going to paint a plant, I want to learn everything I can about it. So first I'll do some research, study what I can about it. Then I would like to have a sample of the plant to really look at it, to see how the leaf attaches to the stem. Often I find that I will grow a particular plant just so I can paint it, and vice versa too. I paint a lot of the plants that are in my garden. First of all, I will draw what I intend to paint on tracing paper. Then I can do all the erasing and changing around that I like. Once I've gotten that straightened out, then I have to transfer the drawing from the tracing paper onto the watercolor paper. And then I might add a few more details before I begin painting. And then I also want to establish the colors, trying to get the colors as close to the natural color of the plant as possible. Once I've got all of that figured out, then I'm ready to begin painting. And I use very small, delicate paint brushes, and sometimes I actually use a magnifying glass. As I get older, I have to. It looks almost painful with this tiny brush, but actually it is a wonderful meditation. My yard is chock-a-block full with plants. My husband always laughs at me when I come home with a new plant. Lately, I've been getting into native plants. So whenever I can find a little bit of space, I'm plopping in a native plant. I suffer from migraine headaches, and one of my main therapies is to go out in the backyard. Sometimes I just sit or just wander around, touching the plants, checking on them, or sometimes I get more busy and get weeding and all of that. But it is one of the main therapies for me. When I do a painting of a plant, my intention really is to, first of all, portray this plant in the best way I can to show the viewer the magic that is there. I consider this my one opportunity to show this plant to people who may never see it or never think about it, but once they've seen my painting, I want them to go away with a feeling of love and interest for the plant that I have shown them. Reading and learning more about plants, I've become more aware of the interconnectedness between every species on this earth. Okay, how a plant will need another species for fertilization, and once fertilization has taken place, there's a fruit or a seed or a nut that is available for another species to enjoy. It's just made me more aware that we all matter and we have to take care of what we have on this planet before it goes.